Civilization.
Modern American civilization. The ancient civilizations of Greece and Rome.
The book explores the relationship between religion and civilization.
The dawn of civilization.
After a week in the mountains, all I wanted to do was get back to civilization.
Civilize.
Civilize.
The missionaries went out to civilize other places.
Ellis was credited with civilizing the Texas prison system.
Civilized.
Civilized.
Such things should not happen in a civilized society. This is very civilized, she said, lying back with a gin and tonic.
Let's try and be civilized about this, shall we? Can't we have the meeting at a more civilized hour?
Civil law.
Civil law.
Civil law. Civil liberty.
Civil liberty.
Civil list.
Civil list.
Civil partner. Civil partner. Civil partnership. Civil partnership.
Civil rights.
Civil rights.
A civil rights leader.
Civil servant.
Civil servant.
Civil service.
Civil service.
Civil war.
Civil war.
The Spanish Civil War.
Civies.
Civies.
Sam, I didn't recognize you in civvies.
Civvy Street. Civvy Street.
I bet your family will be glad to see you when you get back to Civvy Street.
CJD. CJD.
Clack.
Clack.
The sound of high heels clacking across the courtyard. The clack of typewriters.
Clad.
Clad.
She felt hot, despite being clad only in a thin cotton dress.
An armour-clad ship.
Cladding.
Cladding.
Decorative timber cladding.
Claim.
Claim.
The product claims that it can make you thin without dieting.
No responsible therapist will claim to cure your insomnia.
I don't claim to be a feminist, but I'd like to see more women in top jobs.
The girls claim to have seen the fairies. The girls claim to have seen the fairies. The group claimed responsibility for the bombings.
Opposition leaders will claim victory if the turnout is lower than 50%.
A letter appeared in the Times claiming Fleming as the discoverer of penicillin. He should be able to claim the price of the ticket back.
You can claim on the insurance if you have an accident while on holiday. You can claim on the insurance if you have an accident while on holiday.
If you're still not satisfied, you may be able to claim compensation.
The majority of those who claim asylum are genuine refugees.
Lost property can be claimed between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m.
The earthquake has so far claimed over 3,000 lives.
The military conflict continues to claim our undivided attention.
Gould rejected claims that he had acted irresponsibly. Gould rejected claims that he had acted irresponsibly. Firms that make false claims about their products.
They made claims they couldn't live up to.
The competing claims of scientists.
The police denied claims that the men were tortured.
Evidence to support these claims is still lacking.
His claim to be the rightful owner of the painting.
I make no claim to understand the complexities of the situation.
Claims for compensation.
He lost his claim for unfair dismissal.
All claims should be made in writing.
Fill in and return the claim form as soon as it arrives.
The insurance company cannot meet such enormous claims.
Surely they have a rightful claim on their father's land. The Maldives pressed its claim to hold the summit.
Philip feared Edward would lay claim to the Scottish crown.
The competing claims of parents and teachers.
A woman who has given a man children will always have a claim on his love.
Tickets are on a first-come, first-served basis, so stake your claim now.
My main claim to fame is that I once shook Madonna's hand.
Claimant.
Claimant.
Benefit claimant.
Clairvoyant.
Clairvoyant.
The gifts of telepathy and clairvoyance.
Clam.
Clam.
Clam chowder. A sensitive child is likely just to clam up.
Clambake.
Clambake.
Clamber.
Clamber. They clambered over the slippery rocks.
We all clambered aboard and the boat pulled out.
Clammy.
Clammy.
Get your clammy hands off me.
Clamour.
Clamour.
He shouted over the rising clamour of voices. Truyo disregarded the growing public clamour for her resignation.
The audience cheered, clamoring for more.
All his friends were clamouring to know where he'd been.
Children clamoured excitedly.
Clamp.
Clamp.
She clamped her hands over her ears.
Creed opened his mouth to speak, then clamped it shut.
The president clamped sanctions on the island after the bomb attack.
Clamp the two parts together until the glue dries.
He returned only to discover his car had been clamped.
The police are clamping down on drink driving offenders.
Clamp down.
Clamp down.
A clampdown on drug dealers.
Clamshell phone.
Clamshell phone.
Clan.
Clan.
The Campbell clan.
Warring clans.
The whole clan will be here over Christmas.
Clandestine.
Clandestine.
A clandestine affair.
Clandestine meetings.
Clang.
Clang.
The gates clanged shut behind her.
Clang.
The gates clanged shut behind her.
Clangor.
Clangor.
I can't help noticing the occasional clangor in war films. He's being blamed for dropping a massive political clangor.
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 Clank.
Clank.
A tram clanked past.
The clanking of machinery.
Clannish.
Clannish.
A clannish community.
Clansman.
Clansman.
Clanswoman.
Clanswoman.
Clap.
Clap.
One man began to clap, and others joined in.
The couple were cheered and clapped on their arrival.
Naruse clapped his hands, and a servant entered.
Mandy laughed and clapped her hands in delight.
Mick! She clapped her hand over her mouth. I'd forgotten.
Then grinned and clapped me amiably on the shoulder.
Mick! She clapped her hand over her mouth. I'd forgotten.
Then grinned and clapped me amiably on the shoulder.
Mark had loved the house from the moment he clapped eyes on it.
Each song was greeted with enthusiastic clapping.
Come on, everyone. Let's give Tommy a clap.
an ear-splitting clap of thunder.
Clapboard.
Clapboard.
Clapboard houses.
Clapham Junction.
Clapham Junction.
Clapped out.
Clapped out.
Clapper.
Clapper.
Claptrap.
Claptrap.
Romantic claptrap.
Clack.
Clack. There was applause from the clack of supporters around him.
Claret.
Claret.
A bottle of claret.
Clarification.
Clarification.
There have been a number of official changes and clarifications.
Email us if you require further clarification on how to order.
I asked for clarification on the legal position.
Clarify.
Clarify.
Could you clarify 1 or 2 points for me?
Reporters asked him to clarify his position on welfare reform.
The report aims to clarify how these conclusions were reached.
Clarified butter.
Clarinet.
Clarinet.
Clarion call.
Clarion call.
This election is a clarion call for our country to face the challenges ahead.
Clarity.
Clarity.
Letters may be edited for length and clarity.
A lack of clarity in the law on property rights.
He had only visited the village once, but remembered it with surprising clarity.
Churchill's clarity of vision impressed all who knew him.
The picture was of such clarity that it could have been a photograph.
Clash.
Clash.
Troops clashed near the border.
Police have clashed with demonstrators again today.
Democrats clashed with Republicans in a heated debate.
The two men have clashed over the report's conclusions.
I can't wear red, it clashes with my hair.
The announcement has been delayed to avoid clashing with the Prime Minister's speech. The announcement has been delayed to avoid clashing with the Prime Minister's speech.
The symbols clashed.
Armed clashes along the border.
Violent clashes between police and demonstrators.
The plans put oil companies in a head-on clash with environmentalists.
The heavyweight clash goes ahead in Las Vegas on 8th of May.
A scheduling clash on TV.
The clash of swords.
A colour clash.
Clasp.
Clasp.
A baby monkey clasps its mother's fur tightly.
Fenella leaned forward, clasping her hands around her knees.
She stood with her hands clasped tightly together.
She clasped the photograph in her hands.
The firm clasp of her hand.
Class.
Class.
A member of the landed class.
Defining the concept of class is not an easy task.
The class system is slowly disappearing. We're in the same class for chemistry.
Gary came top of the class in English.
My class are going to the Science Museum.
A class reunion. The class of '69 spent almost as much time protesting as learning. I missed Bible class last week.
No talking in class.
He was injured in a science class.
A class in photography at night school.
A dance class.
Cindy's taking a class on dealing with stress.
Have you passed a test for this class of vehicle? Have you passed a test for this class of vehicle?
We always travel first class.
The port now attracts a wealthier class of visitor.
Its sheer versatility puts this computer in a different class.
He's not in the same class as her at tennis.
The team showed real class in this afternoon's match.
A fountain will give your garden a touch of class.
Lawton is a class act who's proved his worth in the game.
Heroin and cocaine are classed as hard drugs.
Class action.
Class action.
Class action lawsuits.
Class consciousness.
Class consciousness.
Classic.
Classic.
Too many job hunters make the classic mistake of thinking only about what's in it for them.
The Coca-Cola bottle is one of the classic designs of the last century.
A collection of classic cars.
Roy scored a classic goal in the 90th minute.
She chose a classic navy suit for the ceremony.
La Grande Illusion is one of the classics of French cinema.
The play has become an American classic.
What makes a car a classic?
Judith studied classics at Oxford.
Classical.
Classical.
The classical theory of relativity.
A leading classical violinist.
A classical repertoire.
Classical literature. A classical scholar.
Classical mythology.
The classical argument against democracy.
A classically trained singer.
Classically, infection appears in the lower jaw.
Classicism.
Classicism.
Classicist.
Classicist.
Classification.
Classification.
The classification of wines according to quality. There are 5 job classifications.
Classified.
Classified.
Classified ad.
Classified ad.
Classify.
Classify.
In law, beer is classified as a food product.
We'd classify Drabble's novels under romance. Families are classified according to the father's occupation.
As a musician, Cage is hard to classify. Classless.
Classless.
Is Australia really a classless society?
Classmate.
Classmate.
Classroom.
Classroom.
Class struggle.
Class struggle.
Classwork.
Classwork.
Classy.
Classy.
Classy restaurants.
A classy player.
Clatter.
Clatter.
The tray slipped and clattered to the floor.
Children clattering up and down the stairs. The clatter of dishes.
Clause.
Clause.
A confidentiality clause was added to the contract.
Claustrophobia.
Claustrophobia.
I get claustrophobic in elevators.
A claustrophobic atmosphere.
Clavichord.
Clavichord.
Clavicle.
Clavicle.
Claw.
Claw.
The cat dug his claws into my leg.
Lobster claws.
The thought of Eloise getting her claws into the child made his blood run cold.
Wait till the papers get their claws into him.
A claw hammer.
The cat keeps clawing at the rug.
He clawed his way forward, inch by inch.
Benson clawed his way back into the lead.
The company has managed to claw back its share of the market.
Clay.
Clay.
Clay pigeon shooting.
Clay pigeon shooting.
Clean.
Clean.
Are your hands clean?
Clean towels. Make sure you keep the wound clean. Wipe that sink clean when you're done.
As usual, she left her room clean and tidy before going to school.
A spotlessly clean kitchen.
I want you to get those plates as clean as a whistle.
Cats are naturally clean.
The Clean Air Act.
Cleaner fuels.
A clean fight.
A clean driving licence.
He's got a clean record. They searched him, but he was clean.
Dave's been clean for 2 years now.
Oh, don't get mad. It's just good, clean fun.
Keep it clean.
The government should come clean about its plans.
Den left the next day, needing to make a clean break.
Jed looked forward to starting life again with a clean sheet.
Lewis has kept a clean sheet in every game.
Neither side is coming to the negotiating table with completely clean hands. Neither side is coming to the negotiating table with completely clean hands.
A clean cut.
Use a clean, simple typeface for signs.
Inspectors gave the factory a clean bill of health.
All the polls had pointed to a clean sweep for the Democrats.
Hopes that the French would make a clean sweep at the games were dashed.
Add a little lemon juice to give the pasta a cool, clean taste.
He steadied his arm, hoping for a clean shot.
Your shoes need cleaning.
Is it easy to clean?
We clean the machines down at the end of each day.
He used a tissue to clean his fingerprints off the gun.
Anne comes in to clean twice a week.
Harry caught the fish and cleaned them himself.
We'd better clean out the attic this week.
Our trip to Paris cleaned me out.
We spent all Saturday morning cleaning up.
Plans to clean up the beaches. John always expects other people to clean up after him.
Let me just go clean myself up. Dad's upstairs getting cleaned up.
Some companies could face heavy fines if they fail to clean up their act.
He cleaned up at the races yesterday.
It's high time British soccer cleaned up its image.
The thieves got clean away with $300,000 worth of equipment.
The car hit her with such force that she was lifted clean off the ground.
Sorry, I clean forgot your birthday.
The car needs a good clean.
Clean cut.
Clean cut.
Clean cut, college boys. Cleaner.
Cleaner.
A vacuum cleaner. Toilet bowl cleaner.
The Lakers took the Bulls to the cleaners, winning 96-72.
Cleaning.
Cleaning. Liz comes on Thursdays to do the cleaning.
Cleanliness.
Cleanliness.
A high standard of cleanliness.
Cleanly.
Cleanly.
The branch snapped cleanly in two.
A fuel that burns cleanly without loss of power.
Cleanse.
Cleanse.
Use a piece of gauze to cleanse the cut. The water is cleansed and reused.
The mayor was elected on a promise to cleanse the city government of corruption.
Cleanser.
Cleanser.
Cream cleanser for the bathroom.
Clean shaven.
Clean shaven.
Clean tech. Clean tech. Clean tech companies involved in renewable energy.
Clean up.
Clean up.
The clean-up of the oil spill took months.
Millions of dollars in clean-up costs.
Clear.
Clear.
Clear instructions. The question wasn't very clear. It's the clearest guide I've used.
The school is clear about its policy on bullying.
Be very clear about what jobs should be completed and by when.
The rules are quite clear on the point.
It was clear to him that Tolkien was a literary genius. The bishop made his views clear in a letter to the publisher.
How can you make the meaning clearer? Make it clear that you will not take sides.
Can I make it absolutely clear that we did not intend this to happen?
Perhaps I tried to cover too much and didn't make myself clear. If you don't understand, it's best to say so and get things clear.
If I catch you smoking again, you're grounded. Do I make myself clear?
The report gave a clear picture of the property's condition.
He writes crystal clear prose.
Clear evidence of guilt.
They won by a clear majority.
It's not clear whether he shares her views. It's clear that the drug does benefit some patients.
When it became clear that I was pregnant, he left me.
A clear case of sexual discrimination.
Are you all clear now about what you have to do?
I'm still not really clear how this machine works.
Let me get this clear. You hadn't seen her in 3 days?
A clearer understanding of the issues.
She felt that her thinking was clearer now.
In the morning, with a clear head, she'd tackle the problem. Clear glass bottles.
A crystal clear mountain lake.
A clear June morning.
The skies were clear and blue.
Clear blue eyes. A clear complexion.
A TV with a clear picture and high-quality sound.
A clear speaking voice. The radio reception isn't very clear.
It's a good recording. The sound is as clear as a bell.
I get £200 a week clear.
Sam makes a clear $90,000 per year.
I don't think I could vote for him with a clear conscience. I don't think I could vote for him with a clear conscience.
She had done what she could and her conscience was clear. Next Monday is clear. How about 10 o'clock?
Allow 3 clear days for delivery. Allow 3 clear days for delivery.
The roads were fairly clear this morning. The roads were fairly clear this morning. From the top floor you get a clear view of the bay.
To prevent fires, the sides of the roads are kept clear of underbrush.
We expect good results soon, if the board can see its way clear to continuing funding the project.
Wait to cross until the street is clear of cars.
The curtain should be a couple of inches clear of the floor.
Snowplows have been out clearing the roads.
Large areas of land had been cleared of forest. Workers began clearing wreckage from the tracks.
Dad cleared a space in the garage for Jim's tools.
It's Kelly's turn to clear the table.
Within minutes, police had cleared the area.
Crowds of demonstrators were cleared from the streets.
Rawlings was cleared after new evidence was produced.
Meyer was cleared of manslaughter.
A long-running legal battle to clear his name.
He was cleared by doctors to resume skating in August. Defence policies must often be cleared with NATO allies first.
The plane took off as soon as it was cleared.
The haze usually clears by lunchtime.
Wait for the water to clear before adding any fish.
The plane barely cleared the fence at the end of the runway. Edwards cleared 18 feet in the pole vault. The plane cleared Chinese airspace.
A good walk might clear my head.
She looked embarrassed, but then her face cleared.
This agreement will clear the way for further talks.
The rash has finally cleared.
I'm trying to clear the decks before Christmas.
Diane clears £20,000 a year.
When dinner was done and cleared away, Auntie Lou made some tea.
Homeowners are clearing away brush near their houses to prevent fires.
They cleared off when they saw the police coming. I need to clear out my closet.
Wait to get on the train until the people getting off have cleared out.
I don't mind you using the kitchen as long as you clear up afterwards.
Adam, clear up this mess before your father sees it.
I get really tired of clearing up after you.
The White House hopes these problems can be cleared up soon.
There are a couple of points we need to clear up before the meeting begins.
Firefighters pulled her clear of the wreckage.
Please stand clear of the doors.
If you're a beginner, steer clear of resorts with reputations for difficult skiing.
You can see clear to the hills.